the window a chirping bough sways, invocation of the breaking day takes a melodious shape. A new fresh day is arriving from God's abode. My life can hardly contain the joy, mine begins to overflow. The art of picking the moments of joy and gratitude in the lives of common people and stringing them effortlessly into lines of pleasing verse is beautifully displayed in this poem by Shanta Sherke. The poem is from her collection called Gondan or Engraving. It is the topic of the 82nd episode of Granthayatra today. It would be difficult to find a person in Maharashtra who may not have heard the name of Shanta Sherke. This name evokes fond memories, especially for the connoisseurs of poetry and songs. Sherke is well known as a gifted poet, a lyricist, writer, translator, journalist, and professor. She was born in the year 1922 at the town of Indapur in Pune district. She completed her schooling from the famous Huzur Paga school in Pune and joined SP College. She obtained master's degrees in Marathi and Sanskrit. For 5 years, she worked as a sub-editor in the weekly Navyug published by Acharya Atre. Later, she worked as a professor for several years in the Hislop College in Nagpur and the Ruia and Maharshi Dayanand colleges in Mumbai. Sherke's first collection of poetry, Varsha or Rain, was published in 1947. This was followed by other collections such as Rupasi or Beautiful, Tos Chandrama, That Moon, Strangers Again, The River of Birth, Before Eve, Sum of Meaning, and others. In all, Sherke wrote about 100 books, including collections of short stories, novels, children's literature, light essays, and translated some well-known books from English and Sanskrit. Sherke's third collection of poetry, Gondan, was published in 1975. Through the poems in this collection, Sherke comes across as a poet with an intensely perceptive mind, a rich field of experience, and an increasingly mature perspective of life. She has lived through a variety of experiences and now she wants to express herself through words. She says, "It's well past the hour while I pick the buds. Where's the time now to string them into a garland?" Her attitude towards life is positive. She is attracted to the grandeur of nature. In her poem Wow, she says, "The moment I took on the sunflower's mission, I inherited the lineage of that mad, blind vow. Sun is my world now and sun my sky. Around the sun I mark the earth below my feet." Because she possesses this free and pure mind, the poet is able to look for happiness in the small things in life. In the poem On the Mountain, she writes, "I filled my lungs with breath, I drank the gay wind. With my eyes wide open, I soaked in the surroundings. The moment passed as the time flowed, just as it came. That happiness is so simple, I hardly knew it then." It is a common experience that a particular smell, a piece of music, or a sight triggers memories of our past. A fleeting experience in the present may take our mind on a trip down the memory lane. Sherke describes this experience in one of her poems. "As I drove down that road, my mind slipped to a time gone by. A great storm of memories began to hum and fly. The same old food was perhaps being cooked here, in the aromatic slice of bread my childhood's rooted there." Or, in the poem The Blue Clear Sky, she writes, "One foot inside the ring and the other outside, an old memory's presence stubbornly persists." Beginning with this collection, Sherke's poems acquired an individuality that did not blindly copy any particular style of writing. Her poetry became more and more subjective, contemplative, and mature. Themes such as fond memories of childhood, failed relationships, an exploration of human failings, loneliness, anxiety, and the mysteries of nature begin to appear as sophisticated imagery in her poems, observes critic Mangala Gokhale. In the words of the poet herself, "Neither wordplay nor empty celebration, I strive for a note of truth in my song." She seems to have found this note of truth not only in her poetry but in her life as well. She is in tune with nature around her as she writes, "This is a tree and we are kin. The same breeze touches our skin. The earth's tree, the tree's me, my earth to earth finally, on my palms the lines of its leaves." The poet is aware that the experiential world of each individual is made not only of the conscious decisions and choices, but is also touched by tradition. In her poem Faces, Sherke writes, "Not my face this or my expressions, but my body nature inherited from tradition. Roots of legacy spreading through every nerve, and a deep dungeon stream rustling strange in blood." The spell of tradition often turns abusive for women, confining them to a limited world. How often I stole a stroll away from myself, exploring lanes and highways before returning. Wherever I went, I faced restricting walls and a fear in the belly induced by twisted mazes. Water of weird darkness drips everywhere, and someone pushing me down is always out there. Sometimes a woman's feelings are so subtle that they don't even reflect on her face. In her poem, Her, Sherke writes, "There's a lot going on inside, a lot breaking down. With her clear, honest eyes, she just smiles." The complexities of human relationships are often reflected in Sherke's poems. Her poem, I Am Aware, is an example. "I am aware I may not have provided the desired companionship. Some delicate strings may have broken just as they were mending. Now, as we stand together on the brink of the apocalypse, I may have run away at this difficult time." Perhaps these relationships transcend birth and their faint impressions are perceived by the poet. "Who came and who went, I did not realize. Some known illusion floated around for a while. Delusional dreams or whirlpools of visions, what unknown shadow stirs around? Dream or real, I know not for sure. Who came and who went? How did this meeting occur? Why did my eyes fill up with tears? Who abided by his word from another birth?" In her poem titled Lonely, the poet dwells on the fact that even when a person may have several friends and relatives, every person is essentially lonely in life. Wandering feet through remote wasteland, will it ever end, the loneliness beneath the skin? In yet another poem called Thornbush, she describes the restlessness of a lonely mind. "Some nights when waking up suddenly after the first sleep, why does the whole bed turn into a huge thorn bush?" Conveying deep meaning and creating an impact while using precise and minimum words is a characteristic of Sherke's writings, according to Tanuja Inamdar. Through these poems, Sherke looks at her life in a detached manner and notes that there was much that was good and a lot that was challenging. "I encountered arduous cliffs, tough valleys at times, many ups and downs, twists, how the path twines. Blazing sun overhead at noon, stones popping under feet. Yet that all was intolerable, I can't say so neat. The fist-sized blue bird sang so sweet, and nameless flowers had friendly smiles. Now the day bows and the sunshine turns pale. I feel my happiness even through laborious breath. The drop on forehead is wiped by a delicate breeze. The horizon nears, recedes, appears and hides." The poet is conscious of the fact that all events in life, whether happy or sad, are bound to disappear in the enormous flow of time. In her poem Caravan, she writes, "Silently the camels march towards the horizon, imprints of moments on sand appear and disappear." She also contemplates on the feelings that arise in the mind of someone who is past their prime. In her poem Grandfather, she says, "On some darkening eve, mind is sad and starving. Behind the smoky glasses gathers a mist of memories. Long ago this body was sacrificed for the family. It's time now when dust yearns for the dust solely." But Sherke is a gifted poet who has the blessings of the goddess of inspiration. Her mind, that has inherited the lineage of the sunflower, doesn't turn lethargic with the ups and downs of life. It aspires to keep the gift of inspiration burning forever. May that inner being endure, even if the body shatters. My mind turns fretful to protect him so. Today's drops are gone tomorrow, even in a running stream. The mind knows and yet burns with passion for eternity. To tell us more about the pleasing poetry of Sherke that superbly maintains an awareness of rhythm and melody, we have with us today Professor Shobha Naik.
नमस्कार. कवयित्री शांता शेळके हे काव्यरसिकांना भावणारं, लोभसवाणं, चतुरस्त्र, प्रतिभासंपन्न व्यक्तिमत्व आहे. त्यांची छबी जशी ठसठशीत मराठमोळी खूप काही आत साठवून असणारी, तशीच त्यांची कविताही मोठी भावगर्भ प्रगल्भ. या काव्यसंग्रहाचा जो आपण विचार करतोय त्यामधील कविता 1960 ते 75 या दरम्यान लिहिलेल्या कविता आहेत. त्या लिहित होत्या तेव्हाच्या आणि त्याच्या आधीच्या काळात. प्रामुख्यानं जुन्या आणि नव्याची घुसळण सुरू होती. लक्ष्मीबाई टिळक, बहिणाबाई चौधरी, इरावती कर्वे, दुर्गा भागवत, सरोजिनी बाबर यासारख्या प्रभाव वलयांच्या आणि निर्माण झालेल्या साठोत्तरी आधुनिक स्त्रीवादी जाणीवांच्या पर्यावरणात गोंधळमधील कविता साकारली असं म्हणायला हवं. त्यांची कविता एका भारतीय स्त्रीच्या जगण्यातून निर्माण होणाऱ्या उत्स्फूर्त अशा भाववलयांची प्रातिनिधिक तळमळ व्यक्त करणारी कविता आहे असं म्हणता येतं. गोंधळ हे शीर्षकच स्त्री केंद्री आशय ठासून असल्याचं सूचन देतं. गोंधळमधून शांताबाईंसारख्या सोज्वळ स्त्री मनानं वाचलेलं स्त्री जीवन उलगडत जातं असं दिसतं. या संग्रहात भगिनी भाव आणि सांस्कृतिक नातेसंबंधांना काळजात जपत पुढे निघालेल्या जाणत्या स्त्रीचा प्रवास सहज स्वरूपात काव्यबद्ध झालेला आहे. एरवी अवीट संगीताला अचूकतेनं शब्द कळेचं कोंदण पुरवणाऱ्या शांताबाईंनी आपल्या मनातील भावकल्लोळांना त्यामधील आशय लयींसह कविता पण पुरवलेला आहे. आता कवितेचं कवितापण नेमकं असतं तरी काय, तर आपल्या भावानुभूतींशी चालणारा तो एक मुग्ध संवाद असतो. आणि संवाद म्हटल्याबरोबर तिथं अनेक अनुभूतींचे पदर प्रकट होऊ बघत असतात. गोंधळमध्ये शांताबाईंच्या कवितेनं स्त्री जीवनाच्या अंतरंगात बुडी घेऊन फुलवणारे तरंग आणि खुपणारे सल हे दोन्ही अंश आपल्या ओंजळीत घेऊन दाखवले आहेत. ते हृदयाला स्पर्श करतात, नव्यानं विचार प्रवृत्त करतात. शांता शेळके यांच्या गोंधळमधील कवितांमधून प्रकटणाऱ्या प्रतिभासृष्टीतून आपण त्यांच्या आस्थेचा परीघ लक्षात घेऊ शकतो. घुसमटणारा श्वास, पैठणीचा मऊ पडणारा कडक पोत, पापणीत जपले तरी मावळणारे चंद्र, सर्वस्वाला वेढून बसलेले जुलमी स्त्रीपण, पावलांच्या तडी दाटत असा राहणारा काळोखाचा डोह, जलबिंदू होऊन मातीत विरून जाणारा देह, दिशाहीन हाक, जाड सुशीक त्वचे मागची जखम, विरघळत चाललेल्या जाणीवेचे नुसतेच भास, जन्मापासून जीवास जडलेलं एकाकीपण, बिलगून दूर होणारी आणि खोल भुयारात कंठणारी सूर निर्माण करणारी बोटे, शब्द म्हणजे एकमेकांपासून तुटलेली बेटे, बीजात प्रकाशासाठी तगमगत पडलेले अंकुर, ओळखीच्या पोटातली अनोळख, साचलेल्या अभावाचा निस्तब्ध डोह इत्यादी प्रतिमा आपल्या मनात दीर्घकाळ रेंगाळत राहतात. शांताबाई जरी प्रामुख्यानं स्त्री सुलभ संवेदन प्रकट करत असल्या तरी त्यामधून जगण्याच्या तत्वज्ञानाला भिडण्याचं कौशल्य विकसित असलेलं स्त्रीत्व त्यांनी साकार केलेलं आहे, हे विशेष वाटतं. माझ्यापासून कितीदा या कवितेमध्ये त्यांनी स्त्रीचं मुक्ती संदर्भातलं वैशिष्ट्यपूर्ण संवेदन व्यक्त केलेलं आहे. माझ्यातून मला नाही का कधी सुटका, हा कळीचा प्रश्न उपस्थित केलेला आहे. चेहरा या कवितेतही स्त्रियांच्या अस्तित्वाचा नवा आलेख रेखण्याचा प्रयत्न आहे. स्त्रीच्या नसानसात परंपरेचीच पाळेपुळे या प्रतिमेतून भारतीय स्त्रीवादाची स्पंदनं व्यक्त केली आहेत. तिचे दाह व्यक्त करत असतानाच शब्दातीत भावनांचं स्त्रीमानाच्या तळातलं ऋणझुळणं सुद्धा शांताबाईंच्या कवितेनं साकारलेलं आहे. तर एकूण अनुभव संपन्नता, चिंतनगर्भता आणि सह अनुकंपनात्मक विचारयुक्त शैली ही गोंदणमधील कवितांची स्थायी प्रकृती आहे. निसर्गरम्य प्रतिमा, शिवाय संवेदनशील अशा भावानुभूतींच्या प्रतिमा यांना आपलं जीवन चिंतन व्यक्त करण्यासाठी माध्यम बनवणारी ही कवयित्री आहे. रंग, गंध, स्पर्श, रस आणि कस यांचा आविष्कार साधणारी गोंदणमधील कविता संवेदनशील भारतीय स्त्रीचं अंतरंग डोळसपणे आविष्कृत करणारी सुंदर कविता आहे. ही कविता काव्य रसिकांना नेहमीच अंतर्मुख करत राहील असे वाटतं.
Sherke was honored with several awards such as the Gadima Award given in memory of Madgulkar, Vagvilasini Puraskar, Jeevan Sadhana Puraskar and 5 Foundation Award. For several years, Sherke was also a member of the Film and Theatre Censor Boards. She wrote some of the unforgettable songs such as मागे उभा मंगेश, पुढे उभा मंगेश, काटा रुते कुणाला, माझ्या सारंगा, राजा सारंगा, मी डोलकर डोलकर, तोच चंद्रमान भात, शूर आम्ही सरदार, रेशमाच्या रेघांनी, लाल काळ्या धाग्यांनी. That heralded a new era of melodies with rich, meaningful lyrics in Marathi in the 1960s. As stated by Mangala Gokhale, Sherke's poetry reflected the virtuosity of the Bhakti poetry, the erudition of Pandit poetry, and the pleasant sensuality of the Shahir poetry. Do read her book Gondan to experience it firsthand. We shall meet in the next episode of Granthayatra to understand the unique revolutionary poet. Until then, keep reading.